Hello Sunday people. I don't know whether you can see this beautiful thing in front of me, but it is the retro dish, salmon on croute. Now whether you want to impress your friends or just make something special for the family at the weekend, this is the dish for you. It really is not complicated. It's simple to do and doesn't really take too much time either. So if it sounds like something you want to learn how to make, then come with me, because this Sunday I'm teaching you how to make salmon on croute. Okay, salmon on croute, very nostalgic. Everyone thinks of it as being a bit dated, a bit retro, but it's an absolute banger, so I don't know why you wouldn't want to make it. And also, you don't have to make this for just like a dinner party. You can have it in the week. Probably takes 35 to 45 minutes to make from start to finish. And if you've got a little bit of time, it's a real treat for the family. But if not, you can take it to your next potluck and really friggin' impress everyone. So let's get into this. If you're looking for the recipe, it's on my website in the description box down below. There's the exact quantities there, but I will quickly run through what is a very minimal amount of ingredients for a super impressive dish. So we've got a piece of salmon, an onion, some garlic, some dried dill and lemon. Dried dill only because that's what I've got in the cupboard. If you had fresh herbs, maybe some chives, maybe some tarragon, maybe even a little bit of basil would be banging. Frozen spinach, frozen puff pastry and cream cheese. That is it. Oh, and some salt and pepper. But not a lot of ingredients and just an absolute win of a dish. So I've just taken out 300 grams of frozen spinach. I'll just pop that to one side. And then I just diced up the onion and garlic and just added it to a pan with a little bit of olive oil. Softened it down. And then we just got to put it to one side to cool. So let's go on with the next bit. So just while the onion is cooling down before we make the mix, we're just going to talk about the salmon. So you can do this one of two ways. You can use a piece like this, which I'm using, and what I'm going to do is cut it in half and sit it on top so we have a double stack. You can also cut it into portions like this so that it makes it super easy to divvy up when you've cooked it and come to cut it. Or you can just use it as a whole piece of salmon. But to this, we do need to do a little bit of prep as it has the skin on and it has got this little bit of extra belly fat, but we're still going to use that. We're just going to kind of pop it in the middle. And at this point, it's great to test whether there are any bones in there, which I can feel there are. So we just need to pull that, pull it out. I've also turned the oven on to 190 degrees so that we can start to warm it up, so that when this is ready, we can put it straight in. You can for this use like a pair of tweezers, or like I did just there, you take the corner of your knife and pinch it where you feel the bone, and then you can just pull it straight out, like that. Okay, that's the bones out. So now let's take the skin off. Obviously this would be easier if we had a whole piece of salmon and the tail end, because then we can go in at the tail end and pull it off. This is going to be slightly harder to get into that skin because we don't have the end to tuck into, but I'm sure it will still be fine. If any of you out there though do want to know how to do this skill, let me know in the comments section down below, and maybe I'll make a video on how to fillet and skin fish. You just need to go in at an angle and then run your knife along the skin as close as you possibly can. And voila. Skin off. Prep salmon. And then what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut it in half, because what we are going to do is double stack this. So when we put it in the oven, it's going to stack up something like this, and we're going to have a nice tall salmon on croute. And I'm also just going to cut it there so that we can fold that bit into the middle, because it's the nice fatty bit of belly. And then that will all sit like that when we wrap it in the pastry. So I'm just going to put this to one side, and then we're going to make the filling. And then the other job that we need to do is make sure that we squeeze out all the water that has been released from our frozen spinach, which I think you will be surprised by how much there is. So grab your spinach, and then we're going to squeeze out all of that water. Make sure that spinach is good and dry, because nobody wants a soggy bottom on their pastry of their salmon en croute. I mean, quite incredible really how much excess water has come out of it. And that you just don't want in here. It's all these little chef tips that really make a difference to the end product. Okay, so the spinach is done. Let's add in the onions and the garlic, all beautifully softened down, sweet, succulent, yum. Oh, this is really gonna taste great in the middle of this salmon en croute. And sauteed onions and garlic, delicious. Now you want to add into here probably the zest of half a lemon, just to give it a nice little bit of freshness, bit of brightness. Makes all the difference, because actually this is very rich. The salmon is rich, the creaminess is rich, the puff pastry is quite rich, so the lemon is a great little cut through. Yep, great. Great. You get it? Sorry, it's like a real bad dad joke. Next, I'm gonna go in with probably about a teaspoon of dried dill. You know, dill, fish, bloody great mates, love hanging out together, so that can go in there. Plus, I absolutely love dill. If you have fresh, it would be banging, but dried is a really great substitute. And then I'm probably gonna go for about 100 grams of cream cheese, but what's really good is to put it in, and then we can just sort of have a look at the consistency and double check where we're at, because you might want a tiny bit more. I mean, that looks pretty good to me, because you don't want too much in there, because it's, again, we want to keep this quite, the mix quite dry, because otherwise it's just gonna seep out and make that pastry on the bottom wet. I mean, we can give it a taste now, so we can see where we're at, but oh, it tastes delicious. You know, you really do need that lemon in there, but we definitely need some salt and some pepper. I would say go quite hard on the pepper, because I kind of like that pepperiness, and then a good amount of salt. Give it another little mix, and another little taste. Primo. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Now, it's just assembly. So now, you can do this one of two ways. You can use these sheets of puff pastry, or, like I'm going to use the block of puff pastry, because then this way you can get the exact shape you want. The problem is with the square ones, you know, it's not always going to conform to the shape that your piece of salmon is. So I like to get the block, because this way then I can get the exact shape that I need, and know that I've got enough to cover the bottom and the top. So let's get this rolled out. Oh, bit of my jumper fluff. There we go. As you can see, I've gone quite long and quite rectangular, because my fish is long in distance, so that's going to be this half, and then I need to know that I've got the other half that's the same size that I can fold over the top. So in fact, I think I do need to roll it just a tiny bit longer, but that is why I don't need it so square, I don't need it so wide, I need it long. And that's the good thing about rolling out your own. So I'm just going to roughly cut this in half. I'm going to crack one egg, beat it, and have my pastry brush ready so I can do the top. And now let's assemble. So I'm going to go for a little bit on the bottom. This is where we're going to sit the salmon on. Perfect. And what we need to do as well is season the fish. So a little bit of salt. I'm also going to get this bit prepared as well, and a little bit of pepper. just so that the fish is slightly seasoned. And then we're going to put this in the middle, sit the other piece of fish on top of that, and then the last little bit on top. And then what's really lovely about this is that when we cut into it, we're going to have a great little cross section of green, pink, green, pink. Super. So now I'm just going to take a little bit of the egg wash to go around the edge so that we can stick, and then our puff on top. So here I am just going to slightly stretch it because it has slightly contracted, oh so marginally, but we need to get over this. So over it goes. Make sure it's good and tight around the edges. We don't want too much air in there. And there we've got a beautiful little Wellington slash Croute slash absolutely stunning bit of joy. So we just need to trim it up and make it look pretty. So now we're going to pop it onto the tray, be gentle, and we can finish off the decoration. So I'm going to crimp the edges so that we definitely know it's fully sealed. And then what I also like to do is make some little decorative lines in the top. But do be delicate, you don't want to go all the way through, you just want to make some fine lines on the top of the pastry. So be careful when you do it. This is probably where I'm going to go and fuck it up, but whatever. Slow and steady wins the race with the knife. And now we just have to glaze it. But when you glaze it, you want to be generous with that egg wash because that is what's going to make it look gorgeous. Make sure you get every little nook and cranny. And then what I like to do is just wait a few minutes and then we're going to egg wash it again. So while we wait for that to happen, I'm just going to tidy up. So it's had 5 minutes, just going to give it that extra little egg wash. Like I said, really getting all the crevices. And this is just going to make such a difference when it bakes because it is going to be so golden brown. And then I just like to sprinkle a tiny bit of salt on the top of that pastry, and then in it goes. I'm going at 190 for about 35 minutes, and then we're going to turn it up to 200 for another 5 or 10 or so, and this salmon en croute is going to be ready to eat. So let's get it in and get it cooking. You want to, classic here, forgot to move the shelves, but you want to make sure that you put this thing in at the bottom shelf so it has the best chance of that bottom becoming cooked and golden too. Oh my God, look at that. Golden, crispy, insane. Okay, we've got to let it rest for 5 and then we're slicing into this bad boy. It's been 5 minutes, so let's get into it. If you served this up at a dinner party, or even if just for dinner at home, my God, everyone would be so friggin' impressed. Just look at it. Oh, didn't really think this one through. Let me put this down. Oh my God. Okay, let's give it a slice, shall we? Oh, oh my God. Just look at that. The cross section of that salmon just looks gorgeous. So let's get into it and give it a taste. Oh, it's time to eat it. That pastry, crisp, delicious, incredible. Whew. The spinach filling, not that much lemon in there, but once it all cooks together, really comes out, makes it vibrant and delicious. And that salmon. Perfection. Oh, this is great. It really is heaven. And that is everything for this week. This is a banging dish to make. You can put it as a centerpiece on the table, serve it up with some veggies, I mean whatever. Also, let me know, maybe you've got a different spin that you do with salmon en croute. Maybe you put pesto in there. Maybe you use wild garlic when it's in season. Maybe you don't put the spinach in it all and you do peas. But who knows? But you know what? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments. Do you do anything fancy to your salmon en croute? Otherwise, that is it. So I'm gonna go enjoy this delicious salmon en croute and if you don't already follow, hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any more recipes coming out of the Dishes with Del kitchen. So I love you lots, and I'll see you all later. Bye.